It dominated the RASA Awards. This year, at the third edition, they look set to do the same when the awards take place tomorrow evening in Ekurhuleni. The awards celebrate athletes who have excelled from Africa's Region 5, which is made up of 10 member countries. For the first time, there are nominees from Zambia and Malawi. CEO of the African Union Sports Council Region 5, Stanley Mutoya, joins us now. Very good morning and welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Velen, and good morning, South Africa.
It's our one meeting a year. Last year, we were talking all about the second edition of the RASA Awards. What's happened now that it's in its third year? Grown bigger and better, I assume?
Grown bigger and better, Velen. You remember last year when we met here, we had only 6 countries that were part of the RASA. Today we're talking about 9 countries having been involved in the RASA, with the rest of the other countries that have joined in now having their own national awards. Last year we spoke about 3 ministers that attended the RASA. This year I can confirm to you 8 ministers from our region will be here in South Africa to celebrate the RASA. But also bigger in that the RASA also looks into this dynamics in the environment. We celebrate and mark the Madiba centenary as well, and we've had a build up to the RASA with the boxing convention, where we are discussing professional boxing as well as part of our celebrations and marking the centenary of Madiba's legacy in sport, who has also played a pivotal role in improving sport. So that's what RASA is about this time around, and we are celebrating that legacy as well.
Just explain to us that criteria about having a national awards, and it's part of the reason why we see Zambia and Malawi now able to put forward nominees for this year's RASA Awards. Indeed,
I mean, over the 2 years we've seen Lesotho joining us last year, we've seen Eswatini joining us as well last year, and this year we're very happy and very proud to be welcoming Zambia and Malawi. And the criteria is that for nominees or athletes or administrators from the countries to be part of the RASA, the country must be hosting their own national sports awards as well. So the winners in their own national sports awards automatically become nominees at the regional level, and therefore that is why we see now we've seen Malawi, we've seen Zambia coming on board, and we only remain with Angola as the only country now in our region that is yet to run their own national awards. But the selection is quite rigorous, like I said, and you find that first of all they have to go through their own selections at country level, which involves a lot of very stringent and tight selection, and then at regional level, there are 3 stages that they go through. The first stage is also the screening that we ensure that they have been part of the national awards. And the second stage is when we've got our own organs, commissions and committees doing the selection of the top 3. Then we go on to the media, which is the last section, where the media then votes for who is going to be the winner. And we wait for tomorrow with bated breath to see who's going to walk away with the accolades.
There is a focus also on good governance, and this is something that I suppose you want to highlight and elevate within the region amongst the 10 member countries. It's also something that's key when handing over the award for the Confederation of the Year.
Precisely. Out of the 12 categories, 10 of them are going to the athletes and coaches and teams, and 2 of the award, one is the Confederation of the Year and the Country of the Year. And we do emphasize issues to do with good governance, issues to do with excellence, issues to do with programming, issues to do with ethics in sport, and that is what the narrative of the region is about. And we speak about sport with a face, we speak about sport which is responsible, and that is what we want to promote among our own confederations and countries. And yes, that is one of the criteria that we use when selecting the Confederation of the Year and the Country of the Year.
The theme is celebrating excellence and inspiring innovation. What innovation do you hope to see within the region, especially when it comes to sport?
We wish to see more of our athletes breaking records. I mean, we are very excited. When we were at the Gold Coast in the Common Games, our region had 8 games records being broken, and we want to see sports science and sports medicine getting to another level, and that's innovation that we want to see. We want to see digital media being part of our athletes training, athletes monitoring and tracking, and we want to see that going on. And we want to see more of our people in the region beyond just the organs of the region, but the public in the region using various technologies to also have their voices heard in voting for the future RASA winners as we go.
Today is Africa Day. Was it specific that you actually had these awards during this weekend and to fit in with the Africa Day celebrations?
In fact, that is why the RASA is always in May. It's part of celebrating Pan-Africanism and our own African Renaissance. It is part of the Africa Day celebrations, and that is precisely why we chose the month of May to be the month when we host RASA, because we want our young people to understand as well and remember the heritage that this country, this continent has, the richness that this continent has, but also the history and the future of this continent. As we talk about, last year we were talking about investing in the youth and demographic dividends, and therefore there's need for our continent and for our young people to preserve that heritage of us being Africans, and that we are very proud to be Africans. Africans who can also achieve, Africans who are inspired and who are geared on excellence and innovation.
Thank you very much. That's Stanley Mutoya. He is the CEO of the African Union Sports Council Region 5, chatting to us about the 3rd edition of the RASA Awards, which takes place here in Gauteng, in Johannesburg, tomorrow evening. And we've got South African athletes nominated in 8 different categories. It was the same last year, and they really did excel at the awards. So we cross fingers for some of those big names, including Luvo Manyonga, as well as Caster Semenya. Thank you very much, Stanley, for coming to speak to us.
Thank you, Vele.
And